Test. Okay. Hi. I'm Raia, and that was quite the intro. Thank you. I'll jump right in. Have you ever wondered what makes a good song? Maybe it's a sweet melody, or it's that beat that keeps you pushing through to the end of the workout. Whatever the use case, a Ruby-based Sonic Pi can synthesize it. Today, I'll guide you through coding a range of song components, and together we'll build a band of live loops, including rhythm section, embellishment, chords, and melody. And from there, we'll build a song that can be mixed at will live. Let's go. So this is the interface. It's Sonic Pi. You have some comments there with my information if you're inclined. But above that are commands, and these can be triggered with keyboard. When you're live coding, that's what you're gonna do. I'm speaking to a room full of developers. You know how to use keyboard shortcuts. Okay. But let's get into the commands. Really simple, play and sleep. We're gonna play a note. This will, what is the word? This will relate to a note like a C, if that means anything to you. But let's listen to what we got. We just got a nice beep. That's our default synth. We can add stuff. What if we want to play something different? We just change the number. Kind of clear. I want to play two things, two notes. I want do, do. Let's see. Will this work? We got it in symphony. So I'm gonna teach it to play in order. Okay. Got it? Yeah. So there's that, and we can play around with those numbers, remove the line that includes sleep to play in concert, and see what happens. But when we're saying play, we're actually calling on inbuilt synthesizers to play within Sonic Pi. Now, we've just heard beep. It's kind of boring. It's just your regular sine wave, but there's other synths just built into Sonic Pi itself. So I'm gonna call upon my use synth, and we get some nice drop downs, so it's kind of helping me out. I think, let's just hear that. Oh, that's a little interesting, a little funkier, you got that. From here, we can not only use synthesizers, but we can also add samples. Now, samples are just audio snippets. You can manipulate them to sound faster, sound slower, or just sound like a completely different tone than the original sample. So let's fill in some samples in here. I'm gonna let Sonic Pi lead me. And you can see again, it's prompting us with some options. I feel like I want some bass. I don't know about you guys. And maybe we'll get into some bass drums, because that'll come up a little later. And why not one more? Just for fun. This is normally done in my basement cave, so thank you for being here. So let's hear what we have, and perhaps there's some typos in there, and that'll be some fun too. Whoa. Okay, so that was a little different, right? I'm with you, yeah. What happened? One of the samples is much longer than anything else that we have, or our sleep in total. And I'm gonna just put it out there that I'm guessing it's the first one, because something started and never stopped. And BD in line 10 corresponds to bass drum, just a random little snippet. And of course, drum cowbell is also a one-off sound. So I'm kind of just grooving with it though. Like, let's listen to it one more time. I don't like it. I'm not upset. I mean, I could do something, I don't know, but this is kind of boring. It's a little bit step by step. And the way I actually live code is I change things on the fly. So let's do that. I'm gonna add in a loop. And now let's see it play continuously. So we're getting somewhere now. I'm like, oh, what is this? A little funky, a little fun. But now something we can consider is the timing of a lot of popular music is something called 4/4. And so we're gonna want our sleep to total a factor of 4. That could be 2, that could be 1, that could be 0.5, that could be 8, 16, so on. So if we just look at how much sleep we have going right now, I'm saying that's a total of 3. Let's just make it simple and copy that in there. Okay. So now let's see if this is something that I feel like I could run to, if you will. One, 2, 3. So this can be our first instrument, and I'm actually gonna just make this a little smaller. But if you can't see, just like raise your hand and I'll make it bigger again. But here we are. I want to add another instrument. So this block of code kind of, for me, represents our melody, let's say. It's a little bit abstract today, but... Oh, sorry about that. We'll make this. Okay. And this looks pretty done to me, but let's just see what happens. So 2 things. I want to just isolate the drum section we've just added, and I got a runtime error. So Sonic Pi will give you feedback if you're playing around with it and it doesn't like something you've done. Here, it's telling me the loop did not sync or sleep. And it even tells you which loop and potentially where it is. Not in this case, but we're gonna add a little something, and then I'm gonna actually comment this out so that we can fully hear our drums. So very simple drum. I might want to change it on the fly now. So we've gone ahead and done a, hey, this is a bit ahead of time. We've gone ahead and done an EDM drop with 4 lines of code. So I just love noodling around with Sonic Pi. It's something that's just creatively satisfied me, and this is where you could start. But I'd also love to share a little bit about where I come from with it and what I do with it right now. And we'll start with an original. I'm gonna be singing. This is the strangest venue ever for that, but I want to kind of show Sonic Pi in action. And I'm going to structure this differently than a performance. I might intermingle some comments with it, but I hope you enjoy. And let's. So this may be really hard to read. I apologize. I want to try and be accessible, but my hands and stuff will not allow me shortcut-wise to view it any way other than the way I play it. Thank you for accommodating me. So this is Long Game, and it's an original of mine. Play the long game, that's what you've been told. Your worries of yesteryear are gone away. The thing about love is it always fades. You play the long game, it's your only way. Only way, oh, only way. You play the long game, it's your only way. So, you can see that this has a lot. Thank you. You can see this is like the least efficient code possible. This is fun. I think there's places where I'm like, oh, you added this at month 3 and then that at month 5, and I'm looking at it today and they could all be in, 10 lines of code, but I have 50, and that's me. But but you can see I've kind of labeled these in a way. Okay, now I need to make it bigger if I'm talking about things. So I've labeled things in a way that I know what they mean. Long bass is this really booming synth that kind of like hugs your heart a little, and I like that during a chorus. I got my tabla here, and hang on, we'll give it a little bit more. You can see we have effects there, so this is just the level, the volume overall. I really feel like I'm not getting enough tabla, so I'll just amp it right up. And you can see I haven't made some of the decisions. I've allowed Sonic Pi to choose between a couple of variables here. But also, I'll just tell it randomly pick between a range, please, Sonic Pi. And then I even add notes to myself of, hey, you can turn this off over here, or you could turn it off over here. I love that. And so. Now maybe I want to change the song. And how do I go about doing that? I have just changed the variables over here. And so this is a Danish artist, Nina Okabe. I found this on the back of every TikTok probably about a year ago, and I just was like, this is such a good song. I need to sing it. And so. So now you can hear some things have changed. And for those of you who may know the song, I just decided to pull up some lyrics. I don't know if they're visible, but I love a sing-along. Every second, every day, I stand hoping we never change. Love when you never wait or hesitate to tell me what is on your mind. Really do enjoy your company. I think you would agree. Just where you'd rather be is right here with me. I should just enjoy this time. I just want to stop worrying about what could come. I just want to stop worrying about what could come. I really like it here in your arms, thinking this is where I belong. I had no doubt in my mind we would make it far. Now I feel a change, want time to stop. But I think this is a little low tempo, and I kind of want something a bit more. I don't know about you guys. I really like it here in your arms, thinking this is where I belong. I had no doubt in my mind we would make it far. Now I fear a change, want time to stop. Always with you, I wanna remember this moment in time. I'm always with you, I wanna remember if we leave this behind. Thank you so much. This is a little bit of my practice, and I hope it was okay. Got a little shaky there, but thank you for accepting me. Slow fade. Sorry, that was like yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's what I have for you today, and I think I feel like I could give some context for where I've been, maybe if time permits it. Okay, so today's been a bit of deja vu because one of the first places I went back with Sonic Pi was the research institute I used to work at before I moved to India and made Sonic Pi-based music. And I remember I was in the informatics unit, but I was a project manager, and I kept saying, like, man, like, I would like to code, but it seems like a lot outside of my realm. And then I also had this, I want to make music. And I also had limitations, constraints, financial obligations, and I didn't feel like shelling out things on a hobby. And then this magical thing showed up on my Raspberry Pi. I opened it in India, and I was like, Eureka! So it's just been like a journey since then, and I feel like a lot of what has been talked about today, I think it was Christina who gave a lightning talk earlier about creativity and how, like, this was, like, how I use it is a glorified karaoke machine day to day for myself. But I also now find myself expanding into different ideas, into, oh, what if I visualized ecosystems with sound? And a really easy way that I could implement this is with Sonic Pi, because it's not a visual interface. I can plug in numbers, and that could be really interesting. So that's where some of my ideas have gone, but it's just been a joy to think about this stuff and think about how I would share it with folks. And I'm really curious to hear of any and all of your creative endeavors with coding. And with that, thank you so much.